Join me as I give you a little tour of my man cave on this edition of the Dad Smoking Cigars podcast. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Dad Smoking Cigars podcast. As always, I'm your host, Kyle D. Garrett, and the Dad Smoking Cigars podcast is sponsored by Casa Cuevas Cigars, from our Casa to yours, and Pariah Cigars. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. I always love hanging out with you guys every Friday, and whether you're tuning in on YouTube or via whatever podcast platform you listen to or watch, I'm gonna start actually putting video on the on Spotify and things like that and the other podcast platforms. I feel like that's it's better that way, because then I don't have to edit two different types of media two different ways, because the way I would edit the audio is very different from how I would edit the video, and I would, there was a process to it. And you know what? I just realized, especially once Spotify for podcasters said that the video is now acceptable, I just figured, you know what? I might as well just do video on every platform, and hopefully you guys get to watch it at your own leisure. If you just listen, I totally understand, because not everybody has time to sit down and watch video. But I do hope that you will stick around for this one, because this time around, this Friday, I am giving you a tour of my man cave, my studio. Now, you've only seen a couple of spots here in my man cave. I don't always call it a man cave. That's usually I'm going in the studio to say to my wife and my kids, I'm going to be in the studio. I should also apologize if I sound a little nasally. My allergies are giving me a run for my money. Anybody who has seasonal allergies knows how much they fucking suck, because they do. So, apologies if I sound like they're a little bit like, I got my nose a little stuffy. Sorry. But I can at least still taste my cigar, so I can't complain too much. If you dial back the clock about 3 years and look at the videos that I produced on this channel, you'll notice that I wasn't anywhere indoors. I was pretty much always out on the patio, and I just ashed on myself. Damn it. I just, I move my hands around too much. Boys out on the patio. Oh, I'm gonna have to vacuum in here pretty soon. Once the pandemic hit and Cigar Show Tim and I were no longer doing the channel together, I was all on my own, and the only place I had to smoke was out on my patio, which, that's where Dad Smoking Cigars was born anyway, so it was pretty apropos. But as you can imagine, sometimes it was not always comfortable, the weather was not always accommodating. Summertime usually wasn't too bad, because, by the time that night fell, and it was a bit cooler, not quite as hot as during the day, but sometimes it was still balls hot. And I had to sit out there and smoke my cigar and sweat my ass off while delivering content to you guys. And so a dream began to form in my mind to eventually have my own indoor space where I could smoke and record and do all that fun stuff. Truthfully, I honestly didn't think that was going to happen for a really long time, and I was okay with it. I was okay with the fact that, me having my own recording space or place where I can smoke and relax and just be myself and kind of, shed the stress or anxiety of the day, I didn't think was going to happen anytime soon. This is back in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic. And, I kind of came to terms with it. I'm like, you know what? It's not meant to be, not right now. It'll happen eventually, hopefully. Maybe I'll be able to get a shed in the backyard, and I can just, outfit it the way that I want it and decorate it and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I also knew that kind of stuff costs money. It's expensive to have your own space, to get it exactly how you want it. And sometimes it takes a while to get it exactly how you want it. In my case, years. But I'm getting ahead of myself because it was just a dream at this point. And in 2020, I didn't really have any illusions of, believing that I was going to get my space. And that was until my wife decided, basically, you know what, you need your own space. Not only to do your cigar stuff, but I also wanted a place to do voice work. As it was, I was doing voice work in our upstairs bedroom closet, a little walk-in closet that we have that has great sound dampening because of the carpet and all the clothes around me, but it usually gets hot in there, it gets stuffy, and I can't be in there for too long. And I certainly couldn't smoke in there. So, my wife decided it would actually be more practical for me to have my own space, whether in the backyard or in the garage. And so we began to have a discussion on how to accomplish that. And long story short, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and we put together a budget, and I started buying materials. And once again, Tim comes into the picture, as he did many times during that point, and he helped me build the framework of this studio area, and we kind of measured out a little area in the garage. Basically, that's my side of the garage where I might actually park my car, which I could care less if I could park inside the garage. But we measured it out, we framed it, and fast forward, and after we've got, the basic framework of it set up, and then we said hang up the drywall, and then the rest was up to me, and I had to seal it. I had to make sure that everything was all hunky-dory and the insulation was all good and blah 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 blah, so that way no smoke would escape. I put a fan up in the ceiling, well, not the ceiling, I put a fan up above the door, pull the smoke out of here so I wasn't getting hot boxed every time I came in here. And yeah, I basically created my own space. It took some doing. It took a while. It took a few months for it to get to where it was suitable to, smoke wasn't just coming, pouring out and stuff like that. And, there's still some troubleshooting in that area, even though I have some decent weather stripping on the door. The door doesn't close all the way completely because of the way the garage sits. The door hangs a little funny, and so there's still a few kinks to get worked out. But overall, at this point in time, I would say that it finally feels like home for me. It is my spot. It's my place. It is my space where I can come and relax and record content for you guys, do a little voice work here and there, hopefully much more in the near future. But I get to come in here and do the stuff that I love to do. Even if I don't record a damn thing, I can come in here, watch a movie on the laptop, and smoke a couple of stogies. Honestly, it is perfect for me. It's not a very big space, but it is my space, and I have made it pretty much exactly what I want it to be right now in terms of decor and where everything's positioned and all that kind of stuff. It kind of takes a while for you to make it into your very own space. So please join me as I show you around my studio, my man cave, whatever you want to call it. This is where I dwell as much as possible during the week. So follow me, just a few feet over there. So here you guys, this damn thing will focus. Here is my little corner, basically where I do voice work and all that kind of stuff. This is my little desk area. This is directly across this area, the comfy chair area, and this is a little low. I'm kind of tall. If I'm to stand up completely, you see all this soundproofing foam right above my head, and yeah, it can be hard to stand up completely, so I kind of have to hunch when I stand to head out to the other side of the studio, which I'll show you in just a sec. But yeah, this is my little recording area. Got my other mic over here where I'll usually hook up to the laptop, and I'm gonna give you a very real look at how recording and all that kind of stuff looks, as opposed to like just the polished stuff you see, the little kind of staged areas where I record. It's gonna get pretty intimate, so let's just prepare yourselves. I got Han, Chewie, and C-3PO on my desk to keep me company. Say hi, guys. Hello. And then right there, oh, I definitely gotta show you this. This is my Luke Skywalker Real Effects lightsaber. This is from Return of the Jedi, and this actually belonged to my uncle, who passed away last year. It was the last thing he gave me. He wanted to impart that to me, and he gave my brother his Anakin Skywalker lightsaber. So it's a very treasured possession. I just wish I had a better place to put it instead of just standing up next to my desk. And in case you're wondering, yes, it works. Oh shit! Gonna knock down all my studio stuff. Woo! You're gonna get a look down below here, because this is literally this is literally the setup. You can see right there, which I need to get that out of here because it's getting too hot to have an actual heating dish in my studio. But laptop is sitting on a bar stool, just right across from the comfy chair. The comfy chair which I picked up off the side of the street because somebody didn't want it anymore. So, and then there's my side table, and where I have my microphone ashtray, a couple of my camera cases, and then up here I got some of my prized nerdy possessions. And over here you got Doc Brown from Back to the Future, and you got a little model replica hoverboard from Back to the Future 2. I'm sure you guys want to see it. I'm sure. There's your certificate of authenticity right there. And then there she is. The hoverboard replica. This thing is definitely not to scale, as Doc Brown would say, but it's pretty damn cool looking, I think. And of course there's my die-cast Spider-Man. They got Deadpool in there, little loot crate possession. Actually, Doc Brown, the hoverboard, and Deadpool, they're all things I inherited from my nephew's possessions, so they're definitely treasured in this spot. And who should be up here but the most powerful man in the universe, He-Man. And then of course Battle Cats, this pop figure I got for my birthday last year. Love this thing. And then for Christmas last year I got the Robert Pattinson, the Batman, in his Batmobile, and that thing's gonna stay in the box. I don't know why, but for some reason I feel like I should keep it in the box. I also feel like I should have kept him in the box, but I didn't. So yeah, I still have the box though. And my cigar went out. Am I a butane already? Jesus. Got better. Moving on to the other side of the room, all the way over yonder, just 5 feet, if that. Probably not even that much. Literally not that far, just like from here over to here. From here over to here is not a whole lot of walking room, and I don't have to go very far. Now this is the first area I decorated for when I got the studio going, and obviously it's a homage to my wonderful sponsor, Casa Cuevas. And that's another chair that I found on the side of the street that somebody didn't want, and it was a perfectly good gaming chair. I don't play video games in it, but it is really comfy. And I got the bar table that I built myself. It's, you know, it's not fine craftsmanship, but it'll do. And then you know, my various things over here. This is actually, use this for all my accessories now, this cigar box my dad gave me a while back. So that is what that is for. So this is where I have shot a lot of my content, but I decided to move it over to the comfy chair because, well, I mean, comfy chair. Because, I mean, it's comfy. It's much comfier. And I can kind of just kick back and relax, and I don't have a bar stool, a bar table, one of those. Bar table in front of me that every time I kick it, it makes everything rattle and shake, and I've knocked down a lot of shit and broken a couple things, so I decided to migrate over there. Thought it was a better idea. Then you got behind me, this is some recent stuff. This is my very small whiskey collection. I got some Woodford, which is almost out. I really need to get some more. I need more bourbon. I need to collect a lot of bourbon. I don't have enough bourbon. Got some Monkey Shoulder here. Like this stuff. It's a good blended scotch. And then I got Old Smoky peanut butter whiskey and Balaton caramel turtle. I mean, flavored whiskeys are kind of nice, but I don't drink them much because I really got to be in the mood for something sweet if that's what I'm going to have. In the corner here, I got my main humidor, frigidor, whatever you want to call it. It's where most of my cigars are. I have this little like latch thing on it for when my youngest son was much younger than he is now, so he wouldn't open the dang thing. But I just need to, I don't know why I still have it on there. You got most of my collection in here. Need to fill it up a little bit more, but I got a good amount of cigars in here. Probably close to, a couple hundred maybe. Casa Cuevas. Here is just kind of a drawers full of random shit that I might or might not need. I don't usually need it. It's just a place where I keep shit organized, Over here is like a bunch of, I have big beer glasses here, and then a whole bunch of empty whiskey bottles because I can't seem to bring myself to get rid of them. Just because, they, for me, it feels like they're kind of, collector's items. I don't know. Maybe I'm nuts. Wouldn't be the first time people accuse me of that. And as you guys saw in last week's video, this is my brand new King Chi 26 liter humidor. Having a little trouble keeping the humidity right where I want it because it holds it so well, but it keeps going up so high. Like up to 75%. But there's my Pariah cigars, all that stuff. Casa Cuevas in here. It's kind of hovering at 71 because I opened the humidor, of course. But it is a nice addition to the man cave because then I can just put more cigars in there. Yeah, this is my space, my little recording area over there, and comfy chair, geeky shelves, bar table, Casa Cuevas. Oh yeah, there's the door. That's the door where I hang a bunch of my shit. And then that's the vent fan I was talking about. You probably don't care that much about that, but I'm showing you anyway. But yeah, that is my space, my espacio. Hope you like it. I love it. It's my space. It's my place to chill. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed taking a look around in my man cave, and it's in pretty good order at this point in time. I like the way that I like the feel of it now. It feels exactly the way that I want it to feel, and it's just kind of got the right energies and some of the cool and nerdy shit that I got in here. So yeah, I hope you had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that if you want to build your own man cave, your own space, maybe you saw some stuff that you liked that maybe you'll put in yours. I have no idea. I love this space. It is my space, and I am extremely comfortable in it, and that is the whole idea of having your own space. Just making sure it's someplace you can go and be comfortable and just be by yourself or have company in. I mean, this place has become suitable for, one or two people to come join me. It doesn't happen really much, but if there are any of you guys who want to come hang out in here, just let me know, and I'll try to squeeze you in, pun intended, because it is a little tight in here. So that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope you guys are staying safe out there and healthy and keeping it smoky as always. And of course, I will catch you in the next one.